Hey everybody, I want to do a quick review of the trade that I was in on Thursday into Friday morning. So I got into Boeing, which is ticker symbol BA, and the reason I got into it is because of this bar here. This is a daily chart, and this bar right here is one of my favorite setups. When the price comes down underneath this moving average, so this is a 13 simple moving average. It's just the average price, the average close price for the last 13 bars. When the price comes down underneath it, and that's what this is down here, the lows come underneath here and then work all the way back up. What that should mean is that the sellers took over and they drove the price down because they were selling, but at some point at some price down here, the buyers took over and bought it all the way back up. And the best part of this is that it closed up near the high of the day. And that means that the buying pressure was tremendous and it kept going and going and going and it closed up near the high. That typically means that the next day the price is going to be higher or there'll even be a gap up. And that's what happened. So Thursday closed here at like 168, and then Friday morning it gapped up and hit a high of 170. So that was a $2 jump from Thursday night into Friday morning. The other reason that I got into it is because let's look at the 1 hour chart. There's this setup here, which is also one of my favorite setups. And this is again a 13 moving average, but now we're on an hour chart. And this is Thursday, so you can see the price kind of sitting in this groove right above this line. And it's almost like it's like cradling the price. Like the price is just like riding almost like on a ramp or something. And this is one of my favorite setups because it generally means that the next day is going to continue, that momentum will continue. It doesn't necessarily mean it'll happen 3 or 4 days into the future, but typically the next day you're going to get higher prices. And if you're trying to buy calls, that's what you want higher prices. That with Boeing having decent volume on Thursday is the reason why I got into Boeing. Now the option that I got was the option that expires on the 16th and not the option that expired on the 9th. The options that expired on the 9th have a lot of volatility and there's a great chance to make money, but if you're wrong, you could also lose a lot of money. And that's what actually happened to me on Tesla last week. I was in Tesla, bought some calls on Thursday at the close, and everything was set up great. And I was looking forward to making some money Friday morning. The president tested positive for COVID Thursday night. Friday morning, Tesla tanked. And because I had options that expire Friday, I lost pretty much not all of my money, but a big chunk of it, probably like 80 or 70%, which was terrible. But I typically don't do that. The only reason I was doing it is because I was trying to be aggressive on Tesla because Tesla could make big moves. But learning from my mistakes, I definitely didn't want to do that on BA. And I bought these options. So the option moved up. I think at the highest I might have been at like, I don't know. I think at the highest I might have made like 15 or 17%. But the price started falling. I'll show you what it looks like on a 1 minute chart for Friday morning. When the price started falling, I figured that it might be about the tank, so I got out of it. So yeah, you see it gapped up almost immediately at 170 and then started dancing around through here, and I got out like in these first 4 minutes. I was out by like 934 right here, and I ended up only making like $100 on it. It was like, I don't know, 5 or 6%, something like that is what I did. But you can see I was right for getting out because the price didn't get any higher than that. It ended up going back down. So I'm glad that I was able to make some profit because that's what it's all about. Let's look at Lyft. This was another stock that I was looking at. I was potentially going to get in, but I didn't because Lyft was still developing. But the good thing about Lyft is you see the same formation. This is again a 13 moving average. And this white one is a daily 13, but this one is the 13 on the hour chart. And you see the same little like ramp or cradle. And the price is just like rising right along with it. And we had decent volume, and there's the gap up. And let's look at the daily, and I'll show you why I wasn't crazy about getting in it. Because on the daily chart, it's still developing. Like Lyft is in a terrible downtrend. It's been in a downtrend for a couple of months now, and it's been bouncing around the past 2 months, like in this little range right here from $32 down to, I don't know, like 25 or $26. And then this month it started falling even more. Actually, this is like the end of September into the beginning of October. It started falling even more. and I wasn't convinced that it was ready to go back up. So even though it looked good on the hour chart, I mean, it was a perfect setup on the hour chart. The daily chart had me concerned because it could have just as easily gone down. So that's why I didn't get into Lyft. But Lyft had some great options. It ended up making decent money, and there was an opportunity there. Also looked at MU, which had a similar setup to BA, and I didn't pull the trigger on MU because BA had better volume. Because whenever I do these trades, the primary thing is the volume. Like all of the setups and how bars look and all that stuff is actually secondary to whether or not there's a lot of volume. Because what you want to do is basically move with the rest of the market and not try to move against it. So you look at MU here, and it has a similar setup to BA. It's got that moving average right here. The price comes down to the lows underneath the moving average, and then the buyers bought it all the way back up, and you can see the next day it gapped up and even went a little bit higher. So there was money to be made here too, but I just wasn't crazy about the volume. I think that's it. Yeah, if you got any questions or comments or whatever, leave them down below. There's also a link to sign up for Robinhood. You can get a free stock. I'll also get a free stock. That's a disclosure. And if you like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe, definitely. I'll be trying to post these videos pretty much every time I have a trade. All right, peace.